Hello dosto, welcome back to TrainWithShubham channel and you are watching GitLab course, and in today's video we will be talking more about how to create pipelines in GitLab, how to create secrets, how to create artifacts and some cool stuff. Now let's see what all things we covered in the previous session. We covered what is GitLab, how it is different from GitHub, BitBucket, how to use GitLab. We even created our own project, imported a project from GitHub and so on. So managing groups and project is something which we saw. Today we will be talking about pipelines, and I'm pretty sure this is what you came for. So let's get started. What is a pipeline? So think of it like a continuous flow of stuff which is happening. So if you look into DevOps as a logo, you will see something like this. So this is the logo of DevOps engineering, where you have a code stage, you have a build stage, then you have a test stage, and after that is done you have a deploy stage. Now what is this? This is an infinity loop which represents that code build test deploy is a process which is happening continuously. So if you break that process into two parts, the code build test, where you are testing your application if it is working fine, if it passes all the checks, all the security, all the tests, you are calling it CI, which is continuous integration. In testing, there are two things: unit test, integration test. Similarly, you're integrating your code and all of the libraries to make sure that it works fine. And if it is working fine, you're continuously deploying it to your end users. So that is why it is called a CICD pipeline. Now the thing is, how does GitLab offer you that thing? So if you go to GitLab, this is auto DevOps. You can just close it. We'll do it for you with all the manual effort turned into automation. So in order to set up a CI/CD pipeline for your project, there is a special file that has to be in your project. So let's call that special file. You can add a file from here as well, or you can even add from your machine. So you can directly do vim.gitlab-ci.yml. Now, what is this GitLab CI YAML? What is this file? Now, I'll just explain you what is YAML. So think about it. YAML or YML, YAML, whatever you call it, you can also write the full form of YAML in the comment section. I think it is yet another markup language, or YAML ain't markup language. You can let me know in the comments. So it is a file which is also seen as a configuration file, where you have a key and you have a value. Let's say you want to configure a CI/CD pipeline where you have stages like code, build, test, deploy. In YAML, you can directly write stages as a key or an object, and inside that you can provide a list of stages, which is, let's say, code, build, test, deploy, and so on. And this is the syntax of your GitLab CI file. So let's go to our GitLab CI file. Let's click on this. Now, how does a YAML file look? It has a key, which is key, and has a value. Okay. Now, your key should be stages. Okay. Why? Because you have to create a CI/CD pipeline, right? So code part is already there in your repository, but you have to build that code. Okay. So you have a stage called build. Now, then you have what you have to do. You have to test that code. Okay. And at last you have to deploy the code. So these are the stages that you have to process, okay, in your CI/CD pipeline. Now in GitLab, there is a concept of pipeline. Okay, so I'll just draw diagrammatically for you. So there is a concept of pipeline. Every project has one pipeline, and inside that pipeline you have a few stages. Okay, inside the pipeline you have a few stages, and in every stage there are either one or multiple jobs. Either one or multiple jobs. So you are creating a pipeline. What is that pipeline? It's a file which starts with .gitlab ci.yml. Okay, this is a pipeline. Inside that you have created stages. Okay, cool. I've created 3 stages. Now I want to create jobs, which is the last part. So let's create a job. Let's call it a build job. Okay, let's call it build job. Now this job comes under a stage. So it comes under a stage. And what is the name of the stage? This build. So I'll just write build here. Now, what do I need to do in this particular stage or in this particular job? I need to run a script. Okay, I need to run a script. What that script should be? Let's say echo, this is a build stage. Okay, this is a build stage. Okay, great. Now, if I want to create another job, I can create another job just like this, test job. Similarly, I'll put a stage, which is a test stage. And then we can put script. Okay, in this script, we can put echo, this is a test stage. Okay, or test job in test stage. You can, whatever you want, you can put. Okay, this is a job in build stage. This is a job in build stage. This is a job in test stage. And similarly, you can directly put, or you can just copy paste same kind of stuff for your deploy. Deploy job. And the job should be inside the stage what? It should be inside the stage deploy. And your script should reflect whatever you want to do. This is a job in deploy stage. Now, the cool part, as soon as you save it, as soon as you add this .gitlab file, and as soon as you commit the file, added GitLab CI file for pipeline, as soon as you commit this and it reaches your repository, there will be a pipeline created. Let's go. I'll just commit this and I'll just push it. Push origin main. As soon as I push it to my repository, and if I just refresh the stuff here, you will see the GitLab logo is here. The GitLab logo is here. The .gitlab ci.yaml file is also there. And can you see this? There is a pipeline running. And if you click on that pipeline, you will see all of your stages. These are the 3 stages that we defined in our pipeline, which is build, test, deploy. Isn't this amazing that we have created our own first ever pipeline in what? 10 minutes? And this is how you can create it very, very easily using GitLab. Now, just to explain you again, you can see it's very easy. Let's say you want to build 5 stages. You have to have 5-stage pipeline. In stages, you just mention all those 5 stages. Let's say you have to, you need multiple jobs in a particular stage. Let's say test, you have to run for different environments. You can directly go and in your file .gitlab ci, you can directly go and create another test job. Okay, you can create another test, let's say dev job. And what you can do is you can put whatever stage you want. Let's say I want it in this stage, and the script that I want is echo, this is a job for dev in test stage. Okay, something like this. Now see this. What kind of architecture do you get? You get a pipeline where you have multiple stages. Okay, let's say the stage is code, or let's say build. test, and deploy. These are the three stages, but your deploy job has only one job. Okay, your build job has only one job, but your test job now has two jobs. Okay, do you want to see this in a visual representation? I have added a test job into test stage, and I'll just push it. So git add, git commit -m added parallel builds. Okay, parallel builds or parallel jobs, you can call it parallel jobs. Okay, git push origin main. Okay, amazing. So as soon as I push this, and if I go here, you can see there is build written here. Go to pipelines, and as soon as I push here, there is a new pipeline started. And if you click on this pipeline ID, you will see this, that you will find that there's a parallel processing or a parallel job happening in the test stage. Isn't this cool? And isn't this how, simple and easy to understand? Okay, now the question comes, these kind of scripts we don't use in production, right? Who just prints stuff? We can't do that. We need variables, we need files, we need artifacts. So let's get deeper into that. Now let's talk about variables. Now what is variable? As the name suggests, variable, the ability to vary. So let's say if you have a variable called environment, env, so the value can be either dev, can be prod, it can be anything. So let's say if I want to substitute the particular value using a variable, I can do that in my GitLab. Now there are three types of variables in GitLab. One is predefined variable, one is user defined variable, and then comes secret variables. Now in secret variables, you generally store your passwords or keys. So that it becomes very easy for you to manage, and for the hackers or any people who you don't want to show your password, it becomes very difficult for them to get an access to it. User defined, you can create your own variables, and predefined variables you can directly get from here. You can go to GitLab predefined variables, and you can find a list of predefined variables. Let's say I want to find that what is the, let's say, commit title, or what is the CI environment name, or CI job ID. Let's say job ID. What is the job ID for this particular pipeline? So what you can directly do is, in your .gitlab file, you can directly say this. Let's say in your build, you want to use this variable called CI job ID, which is a predefined variable. You can directly go here, put $ and CI job ID. So this is an inbuilt variable or a predefined variable which gives you the job ID. Now let's say you want to create your own variables. So what you can do is, you can just go and write here variables, and inside this, key value, not a list, just the key value. Let's say env, and this you can put let's say dev, and now you can write your email or something. You can put trainwithshubham@gmail.com. Now this is not a secret, anyone can reach out to this. Okay, so these variables you can use in your pipeline. This is a job in test stage, started by $email, and here my email will come. Now let's say this is a job for dev in test stage. Now I don't want to write dev, I want to write $env. So in case I want to put variable as dev, I can change there. In case I want to put as prod, I can change there. Okay, so this is how you can access variables in your CICD pipeline. I'll just click on WQ enter, git add dot, git commit -m added what? Variables to the pipeline. Okay, and with this, I'll just git push origin main. Now, why are you doing everything on your local? Why are you not using the UI for your GitLab? So the plain and simple thing is, generally in industry we use our local machines only. We don't generally use the online editor or something like this, but I'll show you that as well. Okay, let's go back to our pipeline and let's see if our environments were printed. So go to your build job. You can see the running status of your build job as well. Okay, so you can see git remote set URL. Okay, this is the variable. Can you see this? Echo, this is a job build stage CI job ID. And what is the job ID? 744855, something like this. And this is the job ID for this particular job. Now you must be wondering, where are these things running? These run on a runner, which is by default given you from GitHub. This is by default given you from GitLab. Okay. Now, with that being said, let's click on more pipelines and more jobs. Okay. Let's see if our pipeline succeeded. It's still running. So remember, we created dev environment or something like this. You can test dev job. The script that we wrote was, this is a job for env, and in env the value of dev is substituted. How cool this is. Okay. Now, how will I add some secret variables? So in order to add secret variables, you have to go to settings and then CICD. Nice. In CICD, you can do some cool stuff related to your pipeline. Then go to variables and expand it. Now, variables of the secret variables can be of three types: protected, masked, expanded. So protected means it is only accessible to a protected branch or a protected set of people, something like this. Masked means it will not reveal itself. Let's say my password is XYZ. So in the pipeline, it will show masked with asterisks and all. Expanded, so you can directly use as another variable using the dollar symbol. Let's see all of the examples. Now, in variables, there are two types of variables that you can create. One is related to project secret variables, and then you can even create variables for your group. Let's say your group is DevOps group, and every DevOps team has some AWS ID or something, which is a secret. You can directly create variables here and it will be auto assigned to these projects. Cool, right? So let's do that. Let's add a variable this time inside the project. See, demo CICD project. Let's add a variable. Let's keep it masked so that no one can see it. It's protected, it's expanded. Description, this is my password. Okay, let's keep it Gmail password. Okay, this is the key, and value, let's keep it test@123. Okay, some stupid password. Okay, let's add the variable. Okay, variable is added. Can you see this? Variable is added. Now another variable you can create. Okay, protect as well. Let's call it, this is my API key. This is my API key, and key you can keep Gmail API key, something like that. Okay, and then you can put some API key, random numbers and something. Okay, now this API key will be masked. You can see masked, and whenever you're writing your pipeline, you can directly use this. How? I'll show you. So go to your pipeline.gitlab. Okay, and let's say I want to use this secret passwords or secret variables in my deploy stage. This is a job in deploy. Okay, deploy. This is a job in deploy stage for $Gmail password, or you can see using Gmail password. And this way, what you can do, directly from your secret variables, you can use that variable here. Okay, escape colon wq, again the drill, git add dot gitlab git commit hyphen m added secrets. Okay, added secrets, git push origin main, and your secrets will be reached to your pipeline. Let's see. You can see the pipeline is started, added secrets. Okay, amazing, great. Okay, can you see this deploy job is still yet to run, but we don't want to waste our time. The secrets will be definitely applied. We will learn about artifacts. Now, what is an artifact? If you go to your the main index, you know how to create pipelines, right? You know what are variables, what are secrets, but what are artifacts? So think about this. Every pipeline you create will generate some kind of logs, some kind of reports, some kind of files, some kind of stuff related to reporting, logging, some material or some build text, anything. These logs have to be shared with team. Let's say it has to be shared, or these logs have to be preserved. You can preserve these logs, reports, and test cases built into an artifact. What is an artifact? Artifact is nothing but a folder which has all these files which you can download and then share with others, or you can keep it for yourself for your analysis and so on. Now the question comes, how do we create an artifact? So let's go back to our CICD pipeline dot gitlab. Okay, now what you have to do is you just have to create a folder, and that folder path you have to give it artifacts. Okay, so let's say this build job will create a folder. Okay, let's call it mkdir hyphen p stands for path. Let's call it builds. Okay, mkdir hyphen p build. Now I want to store, this is a log file data, okay, something like this, into my builds slash app.log. So this is some kind of log which is generated, and similarly there is some more log generated, for example echo more logs, and this log I want to append to my file. So double arrow builds slash app.log. So I've added my logs to my builds folder, and this build folder has an app.log. Great. Now what I'll do is I'll create artifacts. Okay, artifacts. Now in artifacts I'll give paths. Okay, paths. Now what is the path to my artifact? It is simple, it's just builds. Okay, this is just builds folder, that's it. And I want this artifact to expire in some time. Why? Because I don't want to have a lot of data getting stored in my GitLab. So expire in, and let's say 1 week. I want to expire it in 1 week. Cool, right? How cool this is. You can create artifacts and you can directly give the path to these artifacts, and you can expire it whenever you want. Great. Now let's just commit this, and let's say I want to add more artifacts in my test job. Okay, this is a test job and test stage started by email. This also I want to write it to my build. I want to append it. Okay, I want to append it in my build slash app.log. Okay, amazing. This you have to put artifacts. Okay, artifacts, paths, and in the paths you have to put builds. Great. And again this you want to expire in what? 3 days, 1 week, whatever you want, you can expire it, and that's it. With that being said, you can just go git add .gitlab.ci git commit -m added artifacts. Okay, artifacts, and you can just push these changes, push origin main. And once you push these changes, and if you go to your pipelines, you can see there's a pipeline of artifacts which is pending. And as soon as you refresh it, it will start running. Okay, let's see, it's running. That's great. Okay, so your artifacts will be generated in this particular pipeline run. So comment down right now if you are able to follow along in this tutorial. Generally, I make Hindi videos, but I wanted to try something new, something exciting for myself, and that's why I'm creating the GitLab tutorial series in English. So let me know if you're understanding it. Let's go to build job. And let's see if the artifacts were generated. You can see this job artifacts. These artifacts are the latest. They will not be deleted even if it's expired until newer artifacts are available. Let's download. Let's download it, or you can even browse it. So it gives an inbuilt browser as well. You can see builds. Just click on this builds. Okay, inside the we have app.log, which is great. And inside app.log, we have some kind of artifact. You can just click on this and that artifact file will be downloaded. Okay, let's see the app.log. Let's see if our logs are there. Okay, this is a log file, more logs. You can see in the build stage, these were the logs. But in the test stage, you will find even more logs. Okay, that's the power, that's the beauty of GitLab. In every stage, you can create artifacts. Okay, you can see this. You can even download artifacts from here. Okay, you can see download artifact, just download it, and everything will be downloaded as a bundle. Okay, great. So this is how you can set up secrets, artifacts. Now let's say I want to put secrets to my whole group. So you can go to a group, you can click on the group, go to settings, CICD. Okay, again CICD, but for the group. And here you can put variables, expand it, and you can simply add it, whatever. This is a token, and you can key API token, API key, something like that, and API key demo, and API key for the group. And this key, okay, this key, okay, variable, the value cannot be masked because it contains the following character and white spaces. Oh, it should not have some white spaces, else it won't mask. Okay, so the variable is by default. Okay, you can even create a file as a variable, and environment is all, you can keep it masked. Key demo, add variable. Now this variable API key demo is available for all of the projects. Okay, it's now available for all of the projects. So in this particular session, I hope you enjoyed and learned what are pipelines, what are secrets, what are artifacts. And in the next session, we will be creating our self-hosted runners. We will be also seeing what are SaaS runners or instance runners in GitLab. And if the time permits, we will also be doing a CI/CD pipeline project in GitLab. So I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, do give a like. We're aiming for 500 likes for this particular video. And in the comment, let me know if you're able to understand till now. So I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you so much for watching till here, and I will see you all in the next video.